For coming. And of course, we'll move on to the student loan program now, where President Tinubu has instructed the Nigeria Education Loan Fund, Asefon, to expand its student loan program to include interest-free loans for Nigerian students engaged in skill development programs. The president gave this directive after a briefing from the Executive Secretary of Asefon, Akintunde Sawyer, on the build-up to the program's launch later in a week's time. It comes on the heels of criticisms over the delayed commencement of the scheme signed into law on June 12, 2023 by President Tinubu. The Executive Secretary of the Students' Loan Board emphasizes the scheme's inclusivity, boasting zero human interaction for applications and direct tuition transfers to institutions. Meanwhile, the Federal Inland Revenue Service has confirmed that the education taxes would fund the scheme. Well, for more on this, I'm now being joined in the studio by Sunday Asefon, Senior Special Assistant to President Tinubu on student engagement. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and it's good seeing you transform from NANS president to a presidential aide now. I guess it's good business, actually.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so
okay,
much.
so talk to us about the student loan program and all of that. I've seen you mobilizing for this, including visiting the EFCC to seek support. And then we hear the government saying that, look, we are on ground, we are set, this is the criteria for you to access it, and we're not going to be giving these monies to students directly. It's going to be given as a grant and paid directly into the institutions. How is the government warming up to launch this program?
Thank you so much, and I'm happy to be here. First and foremost, this has also showed the commitment of Mr. President on the education sector. And this has also shown the interest of Mr. President in the young people in Nigeria, which Mr. President has demonstrated that in his cabinet. And this loan, like you have rightly said, is for indigent students in Nigeria. And like I could remember at a time when I was invited to this place, then as former NAS president, I felt all this bottleneck, which today those bottleneck has been removed. The easy access of it, my office as Senior Special Assistant to the President on student engagement, we are going to form a synergy with the board for the implementation and direct access of the indigent student to this loan. Mr. President is frank about that this loan must get to indigent students, and as such, we must make sure that we follow that to the latter, and we make sure that the indigent student get it. And when should we also look at it yesterday, the expansion of it, it will also show the demonstration of Mr. President, his commitment.
Yeah, I mean, I really love that part that he said that it's not only for students, people who want to do learn some skills and all of that could be incorporated.
So if you are not, it's not only for formal education. So if you are interested in one of two things, in one of two skills, you are eligible to do that. The Mr. President have seen that young Nigerians, there is not everybody who are interested in formal education. And some are also interested in technical education. Some are also interested in trading. Some are vocational skills. So he felt there is a need to expand it. And I can assure you, the board will come up and let people know the areas where those expansion will cover.
Yeah, but people are curious to know when will it start, because Mr. President last year, October, said it's going to start in January. And of course, you know, we're getting towards the end of January. It's just like about 8 days left.
Thank you so much. As you all know, the president we have now is a president who understands the nitty-gritty of virtually everything. and his commitment on education is 100%. On Wednesday last week, during the FEC, Mr. President make a statement saying this loan must commence by January, and this month we are. And as at yesterday again, look at last week Wednesday, and yesterday, he met with the board for technical brief. Automatically, any moment from now, don't be surprised. You can just wake up tomorrow and say, okay, student, it is time for you. The board has done the needful. As of today, I was with the executive secretary of College of Education regulatory body. They told me that the board has visited them and they have asked questions and information has been provided. Yeah. So they are set. Everything is set. So Nigerians should just come. What we are planning now to do is to do an awareness for people to know this is not a statement that it used to be in the past.
What do you do to ensure that people are integrated into it so that they don't see it as a project by an APC government and maybe for only APC supporters? This is a federal government program for all Nigerians. How do you enlighten Nigerians to know and the accessibility methods that we've seen? How do the executive secretary said they are trying to remove human interaction so that you apply directly? How do we ensure that this does not become like other schemes that we saw in the past, like Empower?
Thank you so much. Like I have said, my office will collaborate and form a block to see the process and implementation of this program. And again, my office will also make sure that we do a kind of an awareness, sensitization of students towards this scheme. They should not think that if your brother or your family or you are not a relative of a rep member or senator or commissioner, you cannot. Inasmuch you are a student, an indigenous student in Nigeria, you are entitled to it. Yeah,
when you say indigent, I want you to qualify that. What exactly do you mean by indigent student so that people are very clear?
Yeah, like I have said, we are in Nigeria now. You cannot be here. And he said, you are schooling in UK and you want to take our loan to go and study there. I do tell people, Nigerian education still remains the best. I put it to you, majority of the universities that people are leaving Nigerian to rush to are not standard.
Well,
they are not up to
maybe you say
what
Nigeria has one of the best.
We have. I'm sorry to say it.
Okay.
I'm not sorry to say it. Rather, I'm saying it. I have the fact and figure. Yeah. Why UK, Canada, US? Why are they interested in our medical doctor? Why are they interested in those who study health-related courses in Nigeria? When they travel, they don't allow them to come back. Why? It shows we have a foundation that is very solid.
There's still a lot of room for improvement, and that's what people say.
The president is doing everything possible.
Okay.
When you look at the policy of the president, particularly on education, within these 6-7 months, you will know that is interested in how to revive the education sector in Nigeria.
All right, very quickly before I let you go. I mean, the FIRS chairman said that there's going to be a tax, the education tax, that will be incorporated into it to fund the education program. What's the government's thinking about this, and how soon do we get this tax integrated?
Yeah, that, like you have asked, and the chairman have said, not only that tax, education tax alone, we are even calling, this Renew Hope agenda is for Nigerian students with the way the Mr. President have started. So the students should also form a block and see how can we support this government to succeed with all these plans, programs and policy. How? It is also for student leaders to call for our, businessmen who are doing well to also support government.
The scheme. All right.
to support this scheme.
I'm afraid that's enough time that we have. Sunday, Asefon. Should I add comrade to it? Are you still a comrade?
In short, you cannot remove the comrade.
A comrade in government is a
Honorable
different...
Comrade Sunday Adedayo.
All right. Well, most thank you so much. He's a senior special assistant to the president on student engagement. And we just wish you all the best. And of course, a lot of people are really looking up to this student loan program to kick off. So we just hope that very soon we hear the good news. And you said any moment from now.
The students they should calm down.
We must thank you so much for helping us to clarify the issues. Well.